welcome back. It's Lost in My 40s, season 6. Holy shit. It's our video pre-show. And it is that wonderful time of year here in Seattle where April showers bring May showers.
Bring June showers.
And June showers. And yeah.
Golden showers.
I think you can do those any time of year. But anyways, how are you guys? Can you believe this is at the start of season 6?
It's amazing.
Can't believe it. Here we are.
I know.
Here we are.
It's wild. Who's ready for a joke? Okay.
Hopefully it's as good as last video was.
I don't know. I don't know if it will be. No, you're gonna hate it. What do Alexander the Great and Winnie the Pooh have in common? The same middle name.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Not sorry.
There are only 2 of these left, guys. Jokes. There's going to be one in the mid-season and then one in the final post-season or post-series, I guess, at that time. So you should just relish these while you can. All right. Okay. So once again, through season 5, I was posting different questions on our Facebook page. And so now we're going to answer a few of those questions ourselves. Here we go. Who's your favorite OG Dharma Initiative member? Nobody that traveled in time, but somebody who was OG Dharma. Ben, how about you?
They're all awful.
Are there?
There's literally none of them. Like everyone that's OG Dharma is like somebody I don't like. I can't think of a single one of them that I care for.
Really?
Wow. Okay. Well, I'll pick one. My favorite is Eloise. I get it that there's controversy about what she did to her son. I happen to be one who thinks that she didn't really have a choice in that. But the reason that I love her as an OG Dharma member is because she's just another like gun-toting kick-ass chick. And I fucking love that. And so that's why she is my favorite. Christy, how about you?
Well, was she really an OG Dharma member?
She wasn't a Dharma
She
member.
was an OG other.
She was an other, yeah.
Yes. Oops.
Yeah, if you're talking OG Dharma members, you've got Horace,
You're right.
Phil, Radzinski. I mean, I guess Dr. whatever his name is, Dr.
Chang.
Dr. Chang.
That's-
Dr. Chang is who I had.
Yeah,
That's
I
who
would
I
have
have
choose
too.
Dr. Chang.
Okay. Guys, I've been so busy lately that when I wrote those questions, I forgot or I just wasn't thinking clearly. I'm just going to keep all of that in because I loved Ellie being a badass. So I'm going to leave that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
You
you're
know
right.
what?
Ben
Maybe
Linus technically is an OG Dharma member. He left when
True.
he was young, but he was part of Dharma.
That's true.
I guess that's true.
That's what I thought Christy was going to pick.
Yeah, right.
Her favorite to hate.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Like with Benjamin Linus, you could consider him that, and then that would be one of my favorites. But I think Dr. Chang, because although he's like super creepy in all of the videos, the orientation videos and stuff, when we actually meet him, he kind of does the right thing, and he argues with Radzinski about his neck beard. I can't believe he allowed that neck beard, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
So that was your answer, Christy, to Dr. Chang?
Yeah. Dr. Chang, because once we saw him interacting with Miles, we realized that he was a good father and he loved his wife and his son very much.
Mhm.
So much that he, sent them away.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And Derek, that was yours too.
Yep, for the same
Dr.
reasons.
Chang.
One of the
Okay.
few good fathers on this show.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. All right. So how about this? Would you work for Benjamin Linus if you thought it would help your friends? Derek.
Depends on how good the friends are. If it's just acquaintances, nah. Best friends, yeah, I would.
You would. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would too. I think if I would in Saeed's case. I think I don't know, but because I'm assuming working for Benjamin Linus means that you're gonna have to kill people. And I don't know if I could kill people without a motivation. And so I feel like that's the same sort of with Saeed. He's always had, regardless of whether or not we agree with the motivation, he's always had one. He's not just like a psycho killer.
Right.
And so I think maybe I could do that with a reason. I don't know. I might work for Benjamin Linus, but I certainly would never trust him.
Oh
What
no.
about, yeah, Christy, what about you?
Absolutely not.
No, you just,
No, he's not at all trustworthy. So him
Right.
saying, if you work for me, then it will help save your friends' lives. Maybe, but maybe it would also kill my friends. He can't
Yeah.
be trusted.
okay. Ben?
If they were good enough friends and I understood his motivations, then yes, because there's one thing you can trust Ben to do, and that's to do what Ben thinks is best for Ben.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
you know, if you understand somebody's motivation, then they can never really you could never really like lead yourself astray. So
I
if
see.
he was just fucking crazy and kind of a wild card, no. But
Mhm.
he's not crazy. He's just ruthless. So
Yeah.
yeah, I would.
All right. Is there a funnier duo than Miles and Hurley?
Nope.
It's just that's no, just that's an easy one. The answer is no.
I think
I
Miley and
love the two of
Hurls.
them.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
Miley and Hurls.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Miley and Hurls are pretty hilarious. I do think there have been some great moments between Hurley and Sawyer as well in the earlier seasons, in like the nickname wars and that kind of thing.
I loved when Hurley attacked Sawyer.
Oh yeah,
That
that's
was
one of the
So
best.
pretty much
fantastic.
the common theme
Yeah.
is Hurley and something.
Yeah, I think
exactly.
that, yeah, that might be what it is. It's like anybody who banters with Hurley, it's just going to end up amazing because Hurley's so funny. I feel like Hurley and Charlie were a pretty great duo too. I don't know how hilarious they were, except if like when they were dancing at the golf course. That I
Yeah.
remember that was pretty nice. All right. Well, that was an easy one.
Yeah.
Laura, okay. Last thing we're gonna have a chat about is the Man in Black. Now that we know
Johnny Cash.
that the Man in Black was impersonating Locke, who else do we think he was impersonating? Ben, you had some ideas that he might have
Alex.
even been Claire, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's most certainly Alex. He's most certainly, I think he's the smoke monster as well.
Mhm.
I almost think that the Man in Black himself, as you see back in the 1800s or whatever, when they're on the island, I think what we saw there sitting on the beach was just a manifestation as well. I'm
Oh,
not,
so you don't think there was any
Like physical
person
form.
right, physical form of the actor from Deadwood? You don't think that he was someone who then like became the smoke
No.
monster? You're saying like the smoke monster has always been, and this guy is just someone we don't know that he's
yeah,
impersonating?
like Jacob is almost like a Knights Templar. Like he was sent to do this very specific thing by some deity or something, like contain this evil, and that what we're seeing are just manifestations of that evil trying to get out. That's what I think.
Mhm.
With Christian
Yeah, I was gonna say
and
Christian.
Walt and some of the other people that have shown up, like Walt wasn't dead, so I'm not so sure there.
Mhm.
I thought maybe Christian was, but I actually think that Christian might actually be a manifestation of Jacob.
Oh,
Because he's been more
Oh,
helpful.
so
Mhm.
you think that Jacob and the Man in Black both have the ability to impersonate, and now we have to decide who was who?
It's either that or Christian was also the Man in Black because he was the one that really, basically prompted Ben, get up, turn the wheel, or Locke, go turn the
Locke.
wheel, and by him doing that is what brought the whole situation to a head of Locke dying, coming back, and then becoming the Man in Black. So I could kind of see it going both ways. It depends on basically kind of how long the con is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's an interesting point. Like, how long was this force, this Man in Black, trying to push Locke? Because, like,
He has a
even
long
when
time to do it. I mean, they've
well,
been around for.
when we see the loop of Richard's compass, right? And it goes around and around in a circle. But one of those locks was actually the man in black. And that's the one that
Yeah.
told Richard to tell Locke that he had to die.
Yeah.
And so it's really the it's really the man in black who put that idea in Locke's head so that he could come back and use his body, which is like, what kind of long ass game have this man in black and Jacob been playing that was even possible?
So the other thing that I think about is like, I try to put myself in the position of, okay, let's say there's this festering evil in the world, and I have, I'm omnipotent or whatever. What would I do if I can't outright destroy that? What would I do so that it could not destroy the world? I would dislodge it from space and time. I would never allow it to be any place where it could take root. So that's what I think the island would be a prison where you're basically casting this thing in a place where it can never get its footing because it's skipping through time and space.
Interesting.
True.
All right, Christy, what about you? Do you think that the man in black is every dead person we've seen, or do you think there's like some competition between he and Jacob?
I was going to say that it was all the man in black, but now Ben has me pondering that question.
Derek, how about you? Are you pondering?
Well, yeah, because I think it's the old good versus evil. So in both of them, Jacob and the man in black are obviously powerful beings of some sort. So I think that the man in black, I know the man in black's, was not Locke and, the smoke monster. But as far as like maybe the ghosts that are helping the survivors could be from Jacob.
Okay. All right. So everybody's sort of on that track, or at least suspecting that might be. All right, cool. So what about like people that we saw on the island that didn't like die there, or their bodies weren't there, like Walt or like Benjamin Linus's mother? Do you think those are related to the man in black or Jacob, or do you think that's something else?
I think it's related because they can use like your memories or thoughts to manifest things.
Yeah, it does seem like the man in black definitely had Locke's memories, didn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. And Christian too, if he was Christian, because he says to Locke, tell my son hello or whatever. So if that's not Christian, whoever's in there also had that information, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting, when we did see Yemi, he sort of like pretended to be Yemi right up until the end there, and he does say to Mr. Echo, like, you call me your brother, so we know that wasn't him. And then that's another like hint of maybe he's a smoke monster, because Yemi appeared and then the smoke monster is what came and killed Mr. Echo. Right. Okay. This is a fun discussion, and I'm so excited to start season 6 where all of this will unfold. Honestly, that's it, guys. Okay, we're back. It is the final season, and right now, when you're done with this, you can go to your favorite listening app and download the audio pod, season 6, episode 0, the final chapter. And we're going to discuss what the writers and producers wanted us to know before we went into the end of this series. And then next week, Wednesday, June 6th, that's it. We're back for the last beginning of the season. You're going to get episodes 1 and 2, LAX parts 1 and 2, their originals episodes and their Derek episodes. And we get to know the man in black, who he was, who he wasn't. We also meet people at the temple this season. And of course, next week, it's your first Flash Sideways. Get ready. And then, oh gosh, eventually we say goodbye to our losties. I'm almost crying already that we're going to end this show this season. I can't believe it. I'm freaking out. Listen, go download episode 0 right now, and we'll see you next week with LAX parts 1 and 2. Okay, bye.